like salty, crispy, greasy French fries. They're delicious.
I like when they're Thai ones, where it's spicy and nice and sweet.
I like sponge cakes, I like chocolate cakes, and I like cakes with custard in them.
For years, scientists have been telling us the good and the bad about food. They even went into the lab to artificially create what they thought we should be eating.
Industry came up with the idea that we'll just bubble hydrogen into an oil. They did it in a test tube.
Then they told us that palm oils and coconut oils, which have been eaten for centuries in the tropics, were bad for us.
Tropical oils was highly unhealthy because it would raise blood cholesterol and result in clogged arteries.
And then the dietitians weighed in and said that eating fat in food would make us fat.
Well, fat makes you fat. Stay away from fat.
Now the scientific world is making a dramatic turn. And for the first time, the food gurus are admitting that their previous advice might now be wrong.
The things that we said before were at best oversimplified and at worst were just incorrect.
With global obesity levels spiraling and health budgets closely following, fat is becoming the most pressing health issue of our time. So getting the facts about fats is now critical. So just what is the big fat reality? But science is now finding out that when it comes to fat, things are not as straightforward as they first seem. On the west coast of America, a science investigator who has spent years pondering complicated subjects like cold fusion has stumbled into the field of nutrition.
I started researching nutrition in the late 1990s. I spent a year on one article for the journal Science on this issue of whether a low-fat diet is a healthy diet.
Gary Taubes literally turned himself into a human guinea pig in order to study what a fat-heavy diet would do to his health.
So I tried this diet. You know, you're eating eggs and bacon and sausage for breakfast and a steak or a half a roast chicken for lunch and green vegetables. And I lost weight effortlessly. I mean, effortlessly. I lost 25 pounds in 6 weeks. I actually stopped exercising because I'd been doing all this exercise to keep my weight under control.
Why is it crazy? Because basic science is now showing that it isn't fat that makes people fat at all. The big culprit is sugar. People get fat when they can't use up the fat that's already stored in their bodies. Normally, the food we eat gets burned up for use as energy immediately. Any excess is stored away in our fat tissue with the help of the hormone, insulin. In between meals, and when we're not eating, another hormone called glucagon unlocks our fat tissue, allowing previously stored fuel cells to be released and burned up as energy. This is how it's normally supposed to work. People realize that food is more than just calories in, calories out, and lowering the amount of fat you eat. And that there are hidden dangers in simple carbohydrates, which were once thought to be heart healthy.
We are wasting, trillions of dollars a year into really unhealthy foods that are making our populations very unhealthy. It would be much cheaper for us as a planet to move towards healthier choices.
Before that can happen, old misconceptions have to be changed. A fatty diet does not make a person fat. Simple carbohydrates are not harmless. And just consuming vitamins is not enough for good health.
And so what we need to be eating a lot more of throughout the world is fruits, vegetables, nuts, whole grains, fish, and vegetable oils.
It is about eating good food, great food, real food. It is about going back to basics. And that is the big fat reality.